Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Live Strong podcast. If you're brand new here, my name's Olivia. I am the founder and head coach of Live Strong, which is a small group and personal training gym in Newcastle, New South Wales. So, welcome in on the podcasting journey, people. We talk about health, fitness, living a great life, but also a lot of chaos from my own. Wow, we're back again. I posted last week's episode a little bit late. So all of my hardcore followers out there, I know you were really missing that episode. So it's up now, but I do have a little disclaimer to release post that episode. I talked about me doing High Rocks solo in the last one, and I was saying how dedicated I was going to be and this great game plan and blah 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 blah. Change of plans. It didn't take long, did it? I'm actually going to be doing Sydney High Rocks with my husband. Oh my God. So me and Nate are going to be doing mixed pairs. So that means I have to do the male weights, which is a bit scary, but already, as you know, I was setting myself up to do it solo. So this is probably on the level of scariness because even though I'm not doing the whole thing by myself, I have to do heavy weight and I have to beat his pace, and I'm a bit nervous about it, but I'm up for the challenge. So just a little disclaimer because everyone's probably like, wait, you told me this, but you're doing this, and I have no idea what you're talking about. So that is the High Rocks plan. Fingers bloody crossed we get tickets. They come out on Friday. I'm hoping the ticket situation is better because previously they literally sell out in 30 seconds. I'm no word of a lie. It's like getting a bloody Coachella ticket, people. Like they just sell out and you can't get a race ticket. So you put in this great plan. You're like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. But then you can't do the bloody thing. So hoping that we get tickets, hoping all 20 people who have sort of locked in for High Rocks at the gym, we all get tickets. Fingers crossed. But the good news is it's now going to be a 5-day event in Sydney. So that means that it's been extended over double the days. I think it was 3 or maybe 2.5 days last time. Yeah. I think it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but they weren't all full days. Now it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So surely we can bloody race one day on those days. And honestly, guys, the tickets are so expensive. So wish us well, honestly. But that's my little disclaimer from the last week. Let's get into my highs and my lows from the past 7 days. Starting off with the obvious, my high. Guys, I've dyed my hair. If you're watching on the YouTubes, you'll see she's gone a little bit dark. I've gone to the dark side. I've literally never dyed my hair this color before or this extreme. I know it's not super extreme, and some people are going to be like, Olivia, it's still partially blonde. It's in the middle dull. But to me, really big change. I was honestly just over my hair. I was over it. I was like, it's ugly. It's just always looking stringy and stripy and yucky. So we needed just a bit of a glow up. I'm in a little bit of my glow up phase, I think, this year. I've been trying to up how I feel about myself in lots of different ways. I wouldn't say I've been that successful as of yet. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But I've been trying to put a little bit more care in the outfits that I wear and trying to maybe put a bit more effort into getting ready in the morning. Look, not all the time, but sometimes, if we're filming stuff in the gym, I'll be like, I'm going to film, I'm going to put some makeup on, I'm going to, put my hair up a bit nicer. Honestly, it's not all the time. And I'm saying this, and right now recording this, literally just brushed my hair this morning and put on some moisturizer. And and I just put on a little bit of shiny lip gloss for this podcast because I was like, my lips look dry as fuck. But I am trying to put a little bit more effort into how I look for how I feel. You know what I mean? But the hair was not helping that cause, and I'm hoping this helps it. But even today, I was like, oh, how does one make my hair look less flat? Anyway, we're not being that successful, but guys, I've just taken out a bloody ponytail. Anyway, that has been my high for the week, and it is a big slay. And everyone's been saying they like it, so either they're lying to my face or they actually like it. And then team, my negative for this week is, I think, a negative for everyone out there, and that is the bloody cost of living. Oh my God, guys, why is it so expensive? Well, I know there's a war and stuff, but honestly, we should all just remain calm and keep our prices the same so that we can all eat. Because this is where the world's heading. Honestly, guys, the groceries are just fucked. Like, obviously the petrol's fucked, but the groceries are also fucked. And I'm a stingy shopper. If you follow me on TikTok, you'll see I'll do my little grocery hauls of my TikTok, not me TikTok, me groceries of the week. And guys, those grocery hauls are going to get less and less because I'm not going to be eating any food. I'm just going to be eating air. I'm no word of a lie. When I do my online shopping at Woolworths, I have it on my app and I look every time at the items I've saved. They're like items that I like getting. And generally, I'll only buy certain things if they're on sale, right? This week, I was like, oh, look, the Lindt chocolate is on sale. I love the sea salt Lindt chocolate with little sprinkles on it. So I was like, great, it's on sale. It literally was on sale for like $8.50 or something because a normal block's like over $10. Who is buying a block of chocolate for $8.50? I know that's not like crazy, but is that not crazy as well? Chocolate used to be like $3. I was like, no, I'm not buying an $8.50 block of chocolate. You can shove that where the sun does not shine, darling. So, yeah, that's just been a bit of a shit show. And I guess running a business, there's a lot of business side of things to think about in terms of finances. Not necessarily, well, like, yes, running the business is one thing because when the cost of living goes up, everything goes up. Like all my subscriptions, all my payments, when I'm buying equipment, everything. Obviously, we understand that. But also, everything's going up in my clients' lives, and it's important that their training and their gym membership is still an important factor for them to spend their finances on because it can be very easily one of those things that people let go of. And if they let go of their gym memberships, then I can't pay my bills. So it is, it's obviously concerning in just like living life, but I think as a business owner, it is that little bit extra level of concern because a lot of people, your job, yeah, they're probably struggling on the back end, but maybe you don't see it as much on the front end. Obviously, that is not everyone's case, and I know people get laid off and stuff, but as a small business owner and a small team and, a small gal over here, I tell you what, sometimes it might keep me up at night. But that's okay. I'm surviving. Don't worry. Don't worry about me. I'm surviving. I've started with a lot of whinging today, haven't I? Anyway, let's get into today's episode, team. So, as you would have seen from the title of today's podcast episode, we are talking about, is your health really a priority? And it's something that everyone, I guess, maybe thinks of to some degree. But as a coach and as a personal trainer, I see this all the time with people telling me things and their actions maybe not reflecting that. So I want to start today off with a bit of a confronting question, I guess, for the viewers out there. I want you to think about, is your health actually a priority, or is that something that you just say is important to you? Because the reality is, guys, everyone says their health matters. Like, there's not really anyone out there who's like, ooh, my health, yuck. Like, who would say that, really? And everyone wants to feel good and have more energy and feel confident and all these sorts of things. Like they say all this stuff. But very few people actually live like their health is a priority to them. Like they live that way to show that and have the evidence in their body that their health is a priority, right? So me bringing up this topic today isn't to make you guys feel guilty or anything like that. It's more, I want to bring awareness to this topic to you all, because when you're aware, you can make changes, and like it might just help you reflect on yourself a little bit as well. Talking about your health being a priority, it's like, okay, well, what does that even really look like, and what does that mean? And when something's a priority, it's something that gets your time, your energy, your effort. It gets thought, all the time. It's not something that's just like, oh, once a week or every now and then or when it's convenient or anything like that. It's literally all the time, very regularly, very, very regularly, right? So you might say your health is important to you, but if you look at your week and, where you spend your time and you spend your money and you spend your energy, what does that actually show you? Is that showing you that your health is a priority, or is it showing you something else? So when you're thinking about your week and you're like, okay, well, how many times do I move my body a week? How many times do I maybe cancel my gym sessions? How many times do I eat protein in my meals? How many times do I eat my meals out per week? How long do you spend sitting on your phone, bloody scrolling through TikTok? Hopefully liking my TikToks, thank you very much, while you're at it. But really, how often Are you spending time and energy and money on things that aren't being productive to your health, right? A lot of the time, with time being the key word there, is that people tell me that they don't have the time. But if we actually sat down and broke down their week, we probably could find areas where they're not prioritizing that time 100% accurately to reflect what maybe what they think their values are. Like they think they are valuing their health, but their week plan isn't reflecting that. Because a lot of the time people are leaving prioritizing their health to their leftover time. Like when it's outside of the hours of doing this and that and that. But really, if it's a priority, it should be scheduled in and other things should be worked around it. Obviously to some degree, but for more times than not, guys, I'm sure people out there could be looking through their day schedule and be like, oh yeah, I probably could have got up earlier and packed my lunch for work. Or yeah, maybe I could have gone for a walk today or whatever, or I could have gone to bed earlier or whatever the thing might be. But we don't prioritize that time for something we say is a priority in our life. So I said already that people not having time is already one of the things that I hear all the time, but let's go through like a few different almost excuses as to, but it's not even excuses. It's like they're telling little fibs to themselves because they probably actually believe that. They're like, I actually don't have time to do that today. Again, if we broke down the schedule, maybe you did. So I don't need to keep harping on that. But, let's start with the I don't have time. So the truth is we all have the same 24 hours in the day, but in saying that, everyone's 24 hours are so different. Like some people work 9 to 5 and tell me that they're really, really busy. They're like, I work full time. I'm so busy. And you know what? They are. But we also have people who are maybe working casually, but they're also studying full time at uni and, they've got their brains all over the shop. And you know what? They are busy. Then we have the extremists where they're like full-time worker, a mum, and maybe they're studying or maybe they're doing something else. Like they're really, really busy. But all of these people still find their day busy. And you know what? Even let's say someone who's maybe a stay-at-home mum who on the outside we might say isn't really busy, but they would fill their day up with certain activities or appointments or to-do lists at home, whatever the thing might be, and their day is also busy. Like everyone's 24 hours is busy. So as I just said before, it's really about how you prioritize that time and how you schedule in things for your health. Because if you really just put it last on the priority list, guys, you wouldn't ever do the things. And things for your health aren't always just turning up to the gym or whatever. It might be like booking into the doctors. Like people at the gym will have these issues that are just going on for weeks and weeks and months and months. And I'm like, are you ever going to get that checked out? Or, maybe booking into a psychologist because you're struggling with X, Y, and Z or whatever the thing might be, right? We've sort of debunked that now that I don't have time. Another quote unquote excuse that I always hear is that, but I still want to live my life. Like I can come to the gym today, but I'm not going to come the rest of the week because I'm blah, 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 blah. Whatever. You get the thing. They want to, quote unquote, live their life compared to prioritizing their health, which saying it loud really does sound a bit silly, doesn't it? And, I get it. Like this usually comes up around like nights out and social events or whatnot, drinking, those sort of things. And you can 100% do both things. You can live your life and still prioritize your health. Like there's no reason why you need to be, I can only enjoy life when I'm not prioritizing my health. But it comes down to what you're doing most of the time. And if it turns out that every weekend you are writing yourself off and that's leading you to have then shit sleep throughout the week and maybe make some poor choices that are going to affect your mental health and one thing leads to the next, right? Yeah, it probably is going to affect your health. And yeah, maybe it is going to be really hard for you to prioritize your health during the week if those weekend decisions are leading into the week. So your actions maybe aren't matching what you're saying. If you're saying, I still want to live a healthy life, but I don't want to control my life, well, you need to know that maybe making healthy decisions need to be majority of the time and living your life needs to be the other part that's left over, right? Rather than the other way around. The good old, I'll start next week. Oh my God, have I heard this so many times? Or I'll start on Monday, I'll start next month, I'll start in the new year. This one is a little bit sneaky because you're like you're making a game plan. You're like, I'm going to write down this to-do list. This is my gym sessions. This is my meal plan, blah, 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 blah. But generally, these people are just procrastinating, and maybe they do the day one, but they're not going to actually implement all the things they need to implement because they think that it's a future problem, like it's a future you issue. So there's always going to be something that comes up. There's always going to be a reason why you don't start that day or why you don't get into those routines. It's like I'm going to do it. I'm going to prioritize it. I'm going to make the changes. I'm gonna. But no one wants to be a I'm gonna person. We all know those I'm gonna persons where they're like, I'm gonna do it next week. I'm gonna do it soon. And fuck, don't they give you the shit sometimes when you're like, don't tell me you're going to do it if you're not going to do it. So if it's always going to be next week, you're going to do it, then it's never actually a priority. Because if it was a priority, you'd be making changes now. In saying that, guys, this is where the disconnect sort of happens because we have that gap between people saying that they want to have these changes or they want to have these habits in their life and they want to create them. People say, I want to feel confident. I want to have my energy. I want to be healthy. I want to be strong, all these sorts of things. But then they're skipping their workouts. They don't prioritize their nutrition or they don't plan their food at all or whatever. They don't prioritize their sleep. They are writing themselves on the weekend. Writing themselves. They're writing themselves off on the weekend. And again, like this isn't me saying that you can't do those things and those people aren't any worse than other people. Like there's nothing against or judgment, nothing like that. But really what I'm trying to prove to you guys is that if you're saying one thing, you're prioritizing your health, you want to have change, you want all these things, but your habits and your actions are not doing that, you're not actually prioritizing your health. And whether you like it or not, like that is the facts. And even my members at the gym, who maybe I do see 3 times a week, really great effort in showing up for your training. But if that is the only thing you do that is for your positive for your health in the week, it's probably not enough. And it might sound like I'm being harsh, guys, but honestly, there are real reasons why this happens. Like, people aren't just being like lazy or pussies or whatnot, like for not committing to things that they say or not prioritizing their health, because really we're wired for instant gratification. Like, we want to be like, I've done the thing, and now I'm really fit and strong. Or, I've ate an apple and now my digestion is perfect. Like, obviously, that does not happen. And look, it's easier to stay on the couch and like watch TV and scroll on TikTok than go to the gym. It's easier to order takeaway than to cook. It's easier to say, oh yeah, I'll do it later or I'll do it next week rather than doing it straight away, right? Like, these are all the things that in the moment feel good. They feel right. But the consequence of not prioritizing your health doesn't always show up straight away. And that is the bugger. Like, because really, every small choice we make is moving us closer or further away from our goal or where we want to be or who we want to be. And if that's a healthy person or you want to be stronger, fitter, move better, be better for your kids, your grandkids, whatever, every small choice is going to get you either which direction, closer or further away from that. So in saying that, and we're saying that, okay, maybe it is hard for some people. Well, how do we change that? How do we start prioritizing our health? And it doesn't have to be extreme, but it has to be done with purpose and intent. And this is something I always am trying to implement at Live Strong with our clients, and I guess the challenges we do and the way we sort of approach things. It's never the quick fix approach. And it's not because I don't want people to get results. It would be so easy for me to give you guys a 6 to 8 week meal plan, tell you have to train 5 to 6 times a week, flog yous, and yeah, you'd probably get to what you want to do for like a week and then you'd feel like absolute shoot. But guys, you have to start, right? You have to start somewhere, and it has to be small and something that you can do for the long haul. So if we just start by scheduling. So stop waiting for the motivation to come or the inspiration or the next week, as we're talking about, but put in your calendar things that you need to be doing to be prioritizing your health or prioritizing whatever you value. So maybe for some people that's showing up to the gym twice a week. Put that bitch in the calendar and turn up to that thing like twice a week. Maybe it's doing your meal plan. Okay, well, let's schedule in a time to write your meal plan or cook your food or do the groceries or whatever the thing is. Create a to-do list for the day. Maybe set yourself 3 habits that are really important for you to uphold. Like, start small and start shifting your habits and really start shifting your identity. Like, start shifting who you are and who you want to show up as on the day to day, and everything becomes that little bit easier. And back to what I sort of said closer to the beginning, like, actually look at what your week looks like. Sit down and see what is a positive and what is a negative towards you being the person that you want to be. And think of all the little things that you do, like what do you do when you go home from work? What is the first thing you do? What are you doing the first thing when you wake up in the morning? How are you spending your weekends? Who is the circle that's influencing you? Stuff like this. Like, really sit down and take a look at your week and where is your time going? Who is affecting your decision making? And most people don't have a time problem. Like I said, we all have the same 24 hours within reason, but they have a priority problem. Like, they're prioritizing the wrong bloody things. Now, I don't want to toot my own horn, guys, but I feel like I've given you guys something to think about that could be super influential for maybe those who are struggling with sort of, I guess, getting over that hump in terms of starting to create that healthier lifestyle that they want. And it all comes down to you in the end. So I want to leave you with this little note at the end. If your health isn't a priority now, there's a very good chance in the future it's going to be forced upon you that it will need to be a priority. So really, you either invest in your health now, or I guess you're going to have to pay for it later. So after listening to this episode, I want you to be honest with yourself. Where does your health actually sit with you right now? And maybe it's not the number one priority in your life, but is it at least up there somewhere? And what's one small change that you could make today, like from whatever time you're listening to this podcast right now, that could be productive and positive for you to live a healthier lifestyle? But remember, you do not need to change everything overnight, guys. Like, it does not happen overnight, but you do need to start acting like the person that you want to be and the person you want to show up as. Anyway, I feel like this is a bit of a moody way to end the podcast. Don't you reckon? A bit of inspiration for you all. Hopefully you've enjoyed the episode and maybe you've taken something away from it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it to your friends. I post little reels on Instagram, TikTok, all the things as well. So check it all out and I'll see you guys next week. Mwah!